Other interesting cultural news, you have Eventbrite Deplatforms Riley Gaines event. However, they do allow pro-Hamas events, which is somewhat reminiscent of what Twitter used to be back in the day, where they would just ban everyone who is right of... who's someone cliche. Nevertheless, if you're in the middle on the right, you got banned on the old Twitter. But they would allow terrorist organizations to be on Twitter. Interesting. Now, this specifically is thanks to an article by the name of Mark Harris, who published this on Fox News and Fox Sports specifically. And this comes from Senator Eric Schmidt. He's taking aim at Eventbrite, following the hypocrisy involving Riley Gaines. And Eventbrite claims they pulled it because of community guidelines and restrictions. Now, this is an article specifically, I'm quoting the gentleman I previously just mentioned, Mr. Mark Harris. And he says, quote, Eventbrite's hypocrisy and woke political extremism were recently put on full display after the company prohibited Outkick's Riley Gaines from promoting her speech about protecting women's sports at University of California, Davis on November 30, while allowing the company that claimed that Gaines' event terminated its terms and conditions. Eventbrite was allowing listings for pro-Hamas events. Senator Eric Schmidt of Missouri isn't letting this story simply float away into the news cycle. Schmidt recently shared on Fox News that he sent a letter to Eventbrite CEO Julia Hartz saying that their platform is hypocritical for enforcing community guideline restrictions on Gaines while allowing anti-Israeli events. Now, Mike Schmidt said, quote, I think it's important that if you're going to be a business that sort of holds yourself out there as a hosting events and letting people know what's going on, and then you're going to cancel someone because they violates their terms of service, I think the public deserves to know what is the criteria. What else are you hiding and what else are you doing? Unquote. He continued to say, quote, the hypocrisy has already been revealed, but there's a lot more there, and I think people are sick and tired of these woke corporations deciding these things. People want to know information, then they can make up their mind, unquote. Now, they say that on October 25th, Outkick questioned how Eventbrite could prohibit Gaines from promoting her upcoming speech on its website while allowing other parties to list upcoming pro-Hamas rallies. And of course, Eventbrite didn't respond to their inquiries. Let's see. And Eventbrite's been pretty bad for some time. I've been searching for an alternative. I think this will probably be the last inspiration I need to actually find a new alternative. I've used it previously in the past for my tech company when we do shooting events. One of our premier events is called Cigars, Guns, and Cybersecurity, as well as another one is Shoot, Suppress Security Fears, in which we shoot suppressed rifles and pistols, and we talk about cybersecurity. The pun isn't intended and on point, I would argue, or the play on words, whatever they want to call it. But nevertheless, I noticed that within 2 minutes, the post was just taken down. They didn't tell me why. I had to reach out again and again, and finally they said it's because there's a picture of a gun. Well, yes, it was a shooting event, so I had to take that off. And then just having a picture of a magazine that we were giving away, because we were giving away a 30-round PMag, that caused it to get kicked off again. And then, at the end of the day, all I was allowed to post was a red dot, which implied it was a range day without having a picture of what we were using, which was a detriment because we have some pretty fun toys that we like to take out to the range and for our prospective clients to enjoy. So, Eventbrite's been very, I would say, hypocritical for quite some time. You saw this a couple years ago, actually, when you had Matt Walsh's documentary, What is a Woman, premiere. Many colleges were having events where they were premiering the film, and they were inviting students to come see this film and this documentary, in which they asked the age-old question, or not the age-old question, the modern question, what is a woman? And Eventbrite consistently would shoot down those events, pun moderately intended. They just quickly disband the events. So they've had this political lean for quite some time, and I don't think they're going to change. They are, I believe, headquartered right downtown in San Francisco. Now I have to double check that really quick. Let's see. I'm 99% for sure. Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, Eventbrite headquartered San Francisco. This is according to companydata.com. Yep, right downtown. And things have not been going great for them. They had a bunch of layoffs. They actually had to outsource a lot of the tech responsibilities. I believe that was Q1 this year. So I believe it was 30 to 40% of the staff is laid off. And thankfully, well, I think that's partially because a lot of people are just using it for free, including my IT company, because you never really had to pay. We never charge for these events that we have for our prospective clients. And it used to be you only had to pay for Eventbrite as if you charge for a ticket. Now they actually changed the terms and conditions very recently so that if you have over 25 tickets, then they do charge you. I believe it's a fee of $9.99 to use the service. So they haven't gotten any money from me, and I don't think they will be getting any anytime soon. Let me know in the comments if you think this will cause some type of massive boycott. I think due to the really good user interface and the incumbent, especially for tech, the incumbent solution is very more likely to win. And the alternative isn't like beer, where with Bud Light, what made the boycott so successful is that the competition is literally inches away in the same refrigerated section at the grocery store. It's right there. Most of it tastes about the same. I'm not a beer connoisseur by any means. I prefer spirits when the occasion calls for it. But it's right there. With this, you do have to go to a different website. You have to learn new technology. The barrier to change is greater, I believe, than just the beer. So I think if there is a boycott for Eventbrite, it won't be as successful because of those previously mentioned statements. However, if you think it would be any different, let me know in the comments. Be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Again, I'm trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of November. So if you could click that button, I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a comment is a great way to let me know what I could be doing better or just sharing your appreciation with how I'm currently doing things. But I'm always looking to improve the show, so critique is always appreciated. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.